We are. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, wow. Let's try that again. Good morning.
Good morning!
There we go. It's great to be here. We do have a nice program with a lot of different kinds of music on it, and we're going to talk to you about the music that we play. We're going to take your questions or comments as we go, but we're going to start, I think, just by playing something. So this is a piece of music that was written for us by a friend of ours, and why don't we just go ahead and play it, and then I might ask you a couple questions about it. Well, thank you. So, what style of music is that we just played?
Country.
Country, yeah. And it's got a bit more particular name. I'll give you a hint. Oh, yeah. Blues. Yeah, it's a blues tune. And it's got a kind of an easy count to it, I think. You could probably go along right with us. Carol laid down the bass line and we counted. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Come on. 3, 4. 1, 2. Count. 1. There we go. Finally. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay. So it's a really easy kind of piece to get into the groove. You can lay down all your fancy dance moves. It's just a very, what I would call in this case, square. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you were conducting to it, and it doesn't change through the whole piece. Very straightforward. We're going to play a piece though now that's a much less regular. And this was a piece written by the jazz musician Dave Brubeck. Anyone heard of Dave Brubeck? Or a piece that he wrote called Blue Rondo a la Turk. This was a piece that became a huge jazz hit, but a little while ago, like back in the 1950s. So, what makes it unusual when I say it's not quite as regular a rhythm? Well, we can have music that's written in 2 or 4, but we can also have music written in 3. What's an example of a dance that's in 3? Anybody? The waltz. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So let's slow the 3 beats down a little bit, and let's divide each beat into 3. So we're going to have 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Can we do this together? 3 and 1 and 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. So we're dividing up, if you like, into triplet eighth notes. How many per bar then do we have? How many beats per measure? 3 groups of 3. Yeah.
9.
9. Yep. So we could write this in 9/8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and nice and regular. But Mr. Brubeck did something different with this piece. So the count that we're going to do together, he takes 9 and he divides it up into 4 beats. Does 4 divide into 9 evenly? No. See you shaking your heads. Is it too early for math? It is a little bit early. So it doesn't divide evenly, which means we're going to have one beat that has an odd number of beats in it. So we're going to have 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, and then 4, 2, 3. 3 times 2, 6, and then a beat of 4. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and. Is that still 9? It is, but it's a 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So do you feel how we get this long beat at the end of it? Let's do it together. Ready? Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 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 1. Try conducting. Shall we do it together? Thank you, Miss Green. 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Yeah, exactly. You guys are great. So Mr. Brubeck uses that division of 9 for 3 measures, and then he gives us an even bar. And I wonder if just the 2 lower instruments would play the opening for us. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4, and 1, 2, 4, and 1, 4, and 1, 2, 3. So this pattern continues. We're going to play this for you now, Blue Rondo a la Turk. And you're going to hear how that pattern of 4 beats adding up to 9 with the long 4th beat, and then the 3 even beats continues throughout. And it does have a great feel to it. Once once you get used to it, doesn't it? And it's kind of interesting. We think that no one had written a jazz kind of piece with this irregular rhythm before Mr. Brubeck did so. And actually, his managers and some of the people who were going to arrange for him to release his recording of this piece, everyone told him, you can't do that. That's going to be a disaster. Nobody is going to want to listen to, or heaven forbid, dance to a piece of music that has such an irregular kind of feeling to it. People were used to jazz tunes that were just in 4 and were much more, as I call it, square. And Brubeck just stuck to his guns. He said, no, I'm inspired. I love this piece that I wrote. My band is going to record it. We're going to release it. And it became a huge, huge best-selling jazz single. So it's kind of neat that he had faith that people would get into it and feel that rhythm, feel that groove. So, other questions or comments? Everyone's, yes. When did we start playing our instruments? I began playing the violin when I was 5 years old in kindergarten.
I started violin when I was very young. I was 3. Because both my brothers played and I had to do what they were doing. I started the viola when I was 18, but I actually started violin first in my elementary school program.
I also started piano when I was 5 and a half, but I didn't encounter the cello until I was in 4th grade. Someone said that there were such things as string instruments like these. These are not instruments that you see in Asia when I was growing up. So this is kind of cool and new.
How did you guys know you wanted those instruments?
How did we know what?
You wanted to play those kinds of
We wanted to play these instruments. Well, my story, I started with piano lessons too, just because that was what we did at our house. But I actually wanted to play the flute, but my uncle played fiddle, so he had a free fiddle that we didn't have to buy. So I thought, okay, that's fine. And then the first time when I was 18 and I played a few notes on the viola, I fell in love with the sound. So that's when I knew I wanted to play the viola.
I always thought I would keep playing the piano, and I do still. But when I was 12, one of the teachers said, you know, you can play this small ensemble and called a piano trio and a string quartet. And I was hooked after I started playing in a small group. It's kind of a lot of fun.
Miss Amy already mentioned that she had older brothers who played, so she wanted to do what they were doing. And just like her, I had a big sister who was playing the violin. And yeah, I wanted to, whatever she was doing, I wanted to follow along.
Good questions. Any new questions? Hi, we've got new people here. Welcome. Okay, so we're going to play music by another American composer, and that's me. And this piece that we're going to play is actually rooted in different places in the United States, and it's called Entangled Banks. And I was asked by the Ohio State University Department of Entomology to write this piece. Anybody know what entomology means? Anybody have a guess? We got some people back here. Teacher knows what entomology means. Anybody want to throw out yes?
the study of something.
The study of something.
The study of like composing.
Of what?
The study of composing.
Susan Fisher, Dr. Susan Fisher. And I saw a hand come up over here. The study of music. Good guesses. I think I heard that on the side. It is the study of something. In particular, if this gives you a hint, Susan Fisher is, oh, you had a hand, yes, go ahead. Study of composition. Also good ideas. Entomology. Susan Fisher is fascinated by honeybees and insects and living creepy crawlies. Yes. I think that's good, yes. So This particular piece, it's 5 different settings, imagined, and my imagination and creation of the sounds I've experienced. And this first one is called Tarboo Creek, which is in the Pacific Northwest. And I was by this creek under a canopy of trees, listening to thousands and thousands of birds, songbirds of the Pacific Northwest. And the one that particularly fascinated me was called the Swainson's Thrush. And it has 2 particular sounds that you can identify. First is the call, which is short, loud, single notes. And usually, if you're very quiet in the Pacific Northwest, in a woods, you'll hear a single ah, and then you wait, and there's another one. Ah, ah, and it's just kind of this random, and it's out there, but it is the Swainson's Thrush. And the other, it has a song, which reminds me of something spiraling upward into the sky. And so I was inspired to write the sounds of all of these millions of birds around Tarboo Creek in the Pacific Northwest. And so this is that section of Entangled Banks. So now if you ever go to the Pacific Northwest and you hear that crazy bird, you know to stand and listen. And it's a very shy bird. In fact, I think I first heard them in 2003, and I didn't see one living out in the woods until this summer. I've been looking for them that long. It's the first time I've seen it. The next section we're going to play for you. Oh, question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a question, but I think it's like cool how you use different notes and go all the way to the bottom of the fingerboard to make higher noises.
Yes, how we do that. It's called a harmonic, actually. We we use our fingers and we create those very, very high noises and with our fingers. And then there's another technique we're using, and I don't really know if it actually has a name, where we use the natural harmonic. We take the string and we bounce the string with our finger on the nodes of the string when it's vibrating. I don't know if you've studied this, but anytime you have a string vibrating, it vibrates in different sections. And sometimes if you take a jump rope and you shake a jump rope up and down really, really fast, you can see first it's just one big giant loop, and you shake it faster and it turns into 2 loops, and shake it faster, it turns into 3 loops. And our stringed instruments are just like that too. And so if you touch on any of those points where it breaks into 1, 2, 3, you get a harmonic.
So that's 2 notes right here, and the whole string vibrates as 1. And if you vibrate it a little faster, there's one in the middle there. And if you cut that again, in 3.
It's kind of a cool way to explore sound effects on the instrument. There's another section we'd like to play for you, and it's about a hike in Colorado. How many of you have been to Colorado? Have you been up in the mountains? And you know that the Rocky Mountains at that point are quite high altitude. And this particular hike, we had gone to a mountain that was a 14,000 feet plus hike. And we were up there at the top, and there was this awesome mountain goat. And we were looking at the mountain goat, and all of a sudden that mountain goat went running down the mountain. We thought, well, that's a little strange. And then about the same time we had that thought, across the valley on the other mountain, there's a bolt of lightning and then thunder. And then we realized that the mountain goat was kind of savvy to what was going on in the atmosphere. And we started feeling like we needed to get down, because when you're that high, there are no trees. There's not enough oxygen for trees to grow. You're the tallest thing, and therefore the most likely thing to get struck by lightning. So we ran down the mountain, giggling, laughing, screaming. It started raining, it started snowing. The fastest way down, we found our way into a riverbank, and we were running in the riverbank. It was kind of crazy. We were all sopping wet. But this next piece we're going to play for you, it's called Peru Creek. That's the river we were running in, trying to be really fast. And it kind of evokes lightning and thunder and running and laughing. You know how, even in Ohio, even when you're not at 14,000 feet, when the electrical storm is coming and the air kind of changes, it feels a little crackly, and that's what I was thinking. Oh, crackly. I think it's the ions or something changes in the air, but that's the sense. Yes? You know, I want you to assign the characters. There's a lot of things it could be, but I like your picture. That's fantastic. Yes? Thank you. I like that. Yes. In a what movie? In a black and white movie, silent film. Cool, cool. Anybody on this side? Okay. All right. Well, we should probably play some more things for you.
This next piece we're going to play was written by a composer named Adam Schoenberg. And the name of the piece is Go. And we're going to do this a little bit differently now for you. We're going to start just after the introduction. And this is our song measure 13. And we're going to play a little bit of how the piece, the main part of the piece starts off. What does that remind you of? Or how's that strike you? Yeah?
Reminding me of like Monsters University from the
Uh-huh. Yeah. So it's got kind of a nice, maybe a little bit folksy feel to it. Yes?
What's the song called?
This piece is called Go. Yeah? Oh, like goats roaming around. That's awesome, yeah? Uh-huh. I agree with you. I definitely think it's happy. So I mentioned, oh yeah, go ahead. Do we know how to play The Simpsons? We just might. Well, we'll hold that thought for a moment. So I just thought it might be interesting. So that's nice, this nice sort of happy, a little bit folksy maybe, was it Monsters University? That main body of music, the composer has a little bit of introductory music before that. And I wonder, if you were writing music, how do you think you might get into this? Anyone? Like, how would we prepare everyone to hear that nice, happy theme? Yeah. Go from low to high and very legato or smooth? Great. Any other ideas that you might choose? Because I think it's really interesting what this composer decided to do. He went for it, yeah.
Start off slow.
Start off slow and then kind of rev up into it. Yeah. Loud and exciting. Well, let's play now what Mr. Schoenberg wrote. He used a very particular kind of sound effect. I think it's going to be very evocative, or it's going to produce an image in your mind. But this is how he chose to get into that nice theme.
I suggest the Monsters University first.
Certainly can. So what did you think of that opening? Was it a little bit unexpected? Kind of like, it's actually, did it remind you at all of cars or motorcycles like revving up before they shift? It's a great imaginative way to start a piece, and I think then that sort of happy-go-lucky theme that follows is a real contrast to what he's just established. So I think we're coming close to the end of our time. Someone had requested The Simpsons, and also by an American composer named Danny Elfman, who wrote not only this, but of course so many other great, fantastic music for both TV and movies. But this is certainly one of his best-known themes.
Guys, can we have a great big thank you for Carpe Diem String Quartet?